This is the Goblin recon platoon that I did some Tumblr posts about, which I'll link in the description. It contains Epididymus there, not really, but like the little guy from Labyrinth, used to be an Empire elect account on a Griffin, but the wings got used for a Space Marine, and so the rider's been turned into a little goblin. That's a Games Workshop goblin on top of a Mantic pig dog. Same, that's going to be a Beastman pig with a goblin on it from Games Workshop. Same in the back, more pig dogs. That's an Ork aircraft. I'm not sure which manufacturer that comes from, but I'll link it. It'll be in the Tumblr post. There's Games Workshop killer cans. I love the Games Workshop killer cans, and I love the Games Workshop Gretchen, but I really don't like the orcs that they make, with the orcs with the guns at least. There's also these Goblin Bikers, all completed, and then these Tiger tanks are wooden, and well, now they're wood with plastic on them. The 3 of them came from a Christmas market in Leeds, and they're like £10 each, and so I stuck a load of accessories on them and made them into Ork vehicles. Now I'm not entirely sure what system, if any, this army would ever be used for. I suppose you could put it in a couple of systems, or you could just use it as a Games Workshop army with count-size models. If the Games Workshop did a kind of an Ork that was more like the old 2nd edition Storm Boys, you know, where they were sort of a recognisable military rather than just half-naked orcs who aren't smart enough to wear clothes, I think I would probably do a large Ork army, in all fairness, but they don't, and so what we've got are the smartest orcs are actually the Mechaniacs and the Weird Boys, and then the Gretchen. The rest of the orcs are about as dumb as 2 short planks. So it's a bit of a shame for me. I know most other people do like the Games Workshop orcs, so they wouldn't be so popular, but the whole sort of, I don't know, anti-working class, you know, orcs in a Mockney accent or even a Cockney accent. I don't know, I just didn't like the aesthetic, and so I just prefer them to be a bit more purposeful. They can still be completely evil and want to eat your brains like jam, but just, I don't know, a bit more serious and a bit darker rather than cartoonish, I guess, is how I like my orcs. So yeah, this is that, and then there's a little sort of sneak preview of the motor pool for the part of the motor pool for the 4 bolt action armies that I'm about to do, but there'll be more on them in another video. Heavy vehicle element of the Goblin army that I made probably for Warhammer 40,000. I don't much like the modern Ork models because they look a bit like strange green gorillas, and I'm just not a fan. You can see here is the old Ork gunner from a war buggy, you know, and yeah, he's this muscle-bound green dude, but compare that to the modern Rundhead, or if you wanted to get super sort of comparative, that's the modern Ork Boy. Just, I've done my best to make him look, I don't know, kind of sensible, but yeah, I don't know, I just seem to prefer that sort of style of Ork more than that sort of style. I know that I'm in the minority, but that's just me. Anyway, because of that, I've used you can see in the previous, well, it's not the previous video, it's a previous video, it'll be linked in the description, though it's part of the playlist of models of mine that I've filmed, where the Goblin Recon platoon has its own video, and that's why this one's based the way that it is. Some of the varnish and glue isn't dry on this one yet, but that's okay. So these are wooden Tiger Tank kits that I got in a Christmas market in Leeds, I don't know, probably 3 or 4 years ago. They were £10 each, and with the addition of lots of plastic card and spare parts, I made them into sort of orc battle wagon things. So the sort of vision behind the army is that the Goblin Recon platoon will be the forward sort of scouting element for these heavy guns, because, you know, if orcs weren't thinking, then they wouldn't be such a threat. And the thought occurs to me that, yeah, it's great to have, you know, the brutality and the comedy and the physicality and the numbers of orcs, but if they just threw themselves on the enemy guns unthinkingly, then, I mean, a 6-year-old could probably figure out how to defeat them. So this, to me, kind of shows them having some kind of orky thoughts. The previous construction video on this, I had not done, I hadn't finished the chainsword arm. I had to do a lot more reinforcement because this was too, it was too flexible before, and now it isn't. We've got little ports there. So you can see in the construction video, this one's made of just sprue plastic, plastic card, and then spare parts. Oh. So yeah, so that's a little, I don't know if that's sort of scratch built or kit bashed or anything, but that's kind of what it's for. It's to go with these other vehicles, with the little Goblin Recon Force. So yeah, that was it.